Hi everyone. Through this class, we are going to study about sources, effects and classification of air pollution. First, we consider the sources of air pollution. The sources of air pollution can be natural and man-made. Volcanic eruption, lightning, weathering of rocks, forest fire, dust storms and sandstorms, natural decay of organic matter, pollen grains and fungal spores, cosmic dust, etc. are the major natural sources of air pollution. These sources releases ash, dust and gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, etc. to the atmosphere. Man-made or anthropogenic sources of air pollution are mainly related to population explosion, extensive urbanization, massive industrialization, intensive agriculture, widespread transportation, combustion of fuel for energy, destruction of forest, etc. Some of the major anthropogenic sources of air pollution are the following. First one, stationary combustion sources. These include the smoke, dust and gases from houses and industrial plants. These contribute to 10 to 15% of air pollution. They contain pollutants like oxides of carbon, sulfur, nitrogen and a number of aerosols. The second source of air pollution is mobile combustion sources. These include the exhaust from automobiles. They contribute to 50 to 60% of air pollution. The major pollutants they contain are carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, aldehydes, ketones, dust and so on. Automobile exhaust fumes are complex mixtures of many components. For convenience, they can be classified under several groups. The first group, mostly non-toxic or least toxic substances such as nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, etc. The second group includes toxic substances such as carbon monoxide, which forms 10 to 12% of the fume. The third group consists of nitrogen oxides, mainly nitric oxide and nitrous oxide. The fourth group consists of most numerous group of substances including ethylene, acetylene, methane, propane, toluene, benzopyrene, etc. Fifth group consists of aldehydes, mostly formaldehyde. Sixth group consists of residue emitted by diesel engines. It has the capacity to absorb carcinogenic substances contained in exhaust fumes. The third type of air pollution is due to refuse or garbage disposal. This emits unpleasant gases such as carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide. Fourth one is due to aerosols. These are very minute solid particles and lipid droplets suspended in air. Pesticides, atmospheric acid droplets, dust of asbestos and silica, etc. serve as aerosols. Fifth one is due to products of photochemical reactions. These include secondary pollutants such as PAN, aldehydes, ketones, tropospheric ozone, etc. Sixth one, due to radioactive isotopes and their fallout from nuclear tests and atomic blasts. Next, we consider the effects of air pollution. Air pollution has a very negative effect on nature and living organisms. The long-term and medium-term effects have become problems that are very difficult to solve. Let us discuss the various effects in detail. First, effects on human. Our respiratory system has number of mechanisms that help in protecting us from air pollution. However, prolonged exposure to various kinds of air pollutants cause mild health issues such as headaches, drowsiness, nausea, temporary blurred vision, skin problems, etc. and severe health issues such as asthma, chronic bronchitis, lung cancer, skin cancer, etc. Second one, effects on animals. Air pollution can harm wildlife in two main ways. First one, it affects the quality of the environment or habitat in which they live. And the second one, it affects the availability and quality of the food supply. Air pollution can change the quality of soil and water. For example, water bodies can become too acidic due to acid rain. Some animals cannot survive or have normal physiological functions. Air pollutants can poison wildlife through the disruption of endocrine function, organ injury, increased vulnerability to stresses and diseases, lower reproductive success, and possible death. Third one, effects on plants. Some gaseous pollutants break down the waxy coatings on the leaves and results in excessive water loss and make it prone to drought, pests, and diseases. Solid pollutants sediment onto the leaves, reducing its photosynthesis ability and eventually reduce plant growth. Fourth one, deterioration of materials. So many monuments, statues, buildings, infrastructure, and vehicles are weakened, eroded, or destroyed at an accelerated rate over time. Fifth one, effects on ozone. Ozone gas or O3 gas in the stratosphere acts as a protective layer by preventing the dangerous ultraviolet light reaching Earth's surface. The maximum ozone concentration is about 10 parts per million at an altitude of 25 to 30 km from Earth's surface. This layer is known as ozonosphere. Some chemical pollutants such as chlorofluorocarbons released into the atmosphere by human activities causes breaking of ozone molecules through some chemical reactions. According to US Environmental Protection Agency, one molecule of CFC can destroy more than 100,000 ozone molecules. Such a reduction or complete depletion of ozone from certain areas of ozone layer produces holes in ozone layer. Increase in area of these ozone holes cause increase in exposure of Earth's surface with UV light. The increase in UV exposure causes skin cancers, eye disorders, sunburns, cataract, etc. It also affects the photosynthesis ability of plants. UV exposure also damages paints and fabrics. Sixth one is global warming and climate change due to greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, ozones, etc. are the primary greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere. Without greenhouse gases, the average temperature of Earth's surface would be about minus 18 degrees centigrade rather than the present average of 15 degrees centigrade. Air pollution increases the amount of greenhouse gases and contributes to the global warming through greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect actually prevents the heat from the surface of Earth to escape into the outer atmosphere, thereby keeping the warmth on Earth's surface. However, the uncontrolled increase in greenhouse gases increases the average temperatures. The increase in atmospheric temperature causes higher water evaporation rate and increases the rain. However, geographical distribution of rainfall may change. This may lead to more rainfall in tropic region and drought in subtropic region. Increased evaporation can result in drier soils in many areas and it can change the agricultural pattern. Since oceans will warm up, expansion of seawater with temperature may result in the submergence of coastal areas. The main sources of anthropogenic greenhouse gases are fossil fuel combustion, industrial process, destruction of tropical rainforest, agriculture, and landfills, etc.